10 things that keep me up at night in retirement. Well, you'd think that, you're retired. Come on, man, you haven't got a care in the world, right? Yeah, retirement is just an extension of life, as most of us know, right? There's always things that worry you. Guys, leave me comments. What are things that keep you up at night after you've retired? Or even those that haven't retired yet, what are things that just keep you up at night? I've got 10 of them for you here. Number one, I worry if my lifestyle is healthy enough. I played baseball in high school, in junior college, and ever since then, I have had the bad habit of chewing tobacco. Now, I've gone on and off that ever since. I mean, I could be off it for years and back on it for years, but it has been like that throughout my whole life, okay? Recently, I got back on it again. Now, I go and get what is called Swedish snooze, which supposedly the way it's manufactured is much healthier for you, but I know it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit, guys. Hey, everyone's got bad habits. That's mine. After I quit drinking, that's my bad habit. Another thing, I like to eat out a lot. I don't cook for myself. I just never have. A lot of the times I'll settle for fast food because it's easy. So is my lifestyle healthy enough? Man, I've got enough money. I could eat healthier. I'm just lazy. I do not like to cook for myself. That's a concern. Second thing that keeps me up at night. Will my depression come back? As most of you know who have watched this channel, for a while now, I've dealt with depression and anxiety issues ever since I was 15, on and off. Ever since I've been retired, it's been good. I've been good. So that to me means that most of that stress, anxiety, which caused my depression, came from work. Ever since I've been retired, 4 years now, I've been great. But I do worry sometimes at night, will that come back? I mean, it's part of my whole makeup ever since I was 15 years old, So I do worry about that. Will my depression come back? Because those were scary times. Deep, deep, dark times for me. So hopefully we're good with that. Number 3, is my faith enough as it is? As most of you know, I have strong faith. Part of my faith says that you should go out and experience your faith with other people. Talk to people about your faith, especially now that I have a platform. I've just never really felt that comfortable about it. I have always had the mindset that, you do, whatever you do is what you do. I'm not a person here to push my beliefs on anyone else. Hey, my belief, if you're a good person, you're a good person, right? So I've never been comfortable with the mindset that you should go out and if you want to use the word preach your faith on other people. If they want to hear about it, great. I would never not tell someone about that. But I'm just not that comfortable because, again, I believe people believe what they believe. It's not my business to push what I believe on other people. But I do think about that at night a lot. Is my faith enough as it is? Should I be doing more? Number 4, hey, before that, this is a channel for people on moderate income. And yes, most of the time our topics aren't quite as deep and serious as this. But if that's simply something you think you might like, think about subscribing and like the video as well. My name is Duane. Number 4, I believe I'm on. As most of you people know that watch this channel, I am in a very fortunate position that my girlfriend allows me to live up here in the high desert for a couple of weeks a month and then go down and visit her for a couple of weeks a month. I worry if that will change in the future. In fact, I'm pretty sure it will. We've already had numerous talks about it. Both of her parents are getting up there in age. She's going to probably retire next year sometime. That means she will have a lot more time on her hands. That may change. It may change where I'm not spending as much time up here and I'll be spending more time down there. Now, is that a bad thing? No, not at all. But it will be a change. I have grown to just love this high desert area up here. And the more time I spend up here, the deeper the love for this area is. But I do worry, will that affect anything in our relationship? You know, it's just like they say when people retire. I mean, when you're with someone 24/7, or let's say close to 24/7, that can change a lot of things. We've never lived together as a couple, even though we've been together 23 years now. So yeah, that can keep me up at night sometimes. Number 5, another thing you guys know that I've talked about before, my legs have issues. They are cramping, they are burning, it's basically like occasionally I get restless leg syndrome. Now, I've been to 3 neurologists. They have all said there is nothing wrong with you. I thought it was neuropathy because I drank every night for years. Not that much, 2 or 3 drinks a night, but still, it was every night. I worry sometimes at night, 2, 3 in the morning, whether or not my legs are going to get worse. In the last couple of years, haven't noticed anything since I cut down and then eventually quit drinking, but it can be bad at times. It can be bad. What they diagnosed me with was called benign fasciculation syndrome. In other words, you got something and we don't know what it is, right? So yeah, it's very annoying, and at times it can be bothersome. So I sit up sometimes and worry, will that get worse? I hope not, because it's enough as it is. Number 6, will I get dementia? Yeah, my mom came down with dementia at the age of 87 after she had her stroke. Now, what the doctors don't know, was that caused by the stroke? We don't know. My dad is 88 now. He's getting pretty forgetful. Now, have they diagnosed him with dementia? No. But if that is on both sides of my family, will that happen to me? I mean, it's not something that I remember as far as, relatives coming down like an epidemic of dementia. I don't remember that, but I sit up and worry about that every once in a while. Will that happen to me? And then you hear about early onset dementia. People get it as early as, early 50s, some late 40s. Yeah, is that a rational fear? I don't think so, because it runs in my family. So I think about that. The next one, is bald really beautiful like they say? Sorry, I had to throw that one in there, lighten up this deep, dark conversation. The next one, what am I at? Number 8. I live in a very windy area up here. When it is blowing like it's not today, thank God, it's very calm today. Usually in the winter, it's a lot calmer than it is, say, in the spring and summer. There are times I'm sitting in my house and that house shakes because it is so windy outside. I wonder if that is going to tear my roof off sometimes. And I'm sure, what am I talking about for you people that live in tornado prone areas? Yeah, you got much bigger worry about that than I do. But there are times, guys, I'm sitting in my house and my house is literally shaking from the wind. I worry about that sometimes. So I'm thinking about just getting this more properly reinforced against the wind. How I'm going to do it, not sure. But yeah, I sit up and worry about that sometimes. Let me know about, from you guys. I mean, that is a big issue for a lot of people, concerns about your house. Do any of you have issues with that? Does that keep you up at night? It could be, I don't know, a septic tank that's been in there for years, and, when is it going to fail? It'll cost me $10,000. For those of us in moderate income, that can be an issue. Let me know. Let us all know, guys, if there's something about your property, your house, that you worry about. Number 9. What happens if we have another bad market like we did? I retired in 2021. The bad market started 2022, went halfway through 2023. As most of you know, sequence of returns risk, which I'm sure you're tired as all hell about that phrase because I talk about it so much. What'll happen if we have another market like that to my investments, to my state of mind? Now, as I've said in videos before, the farther you go on in retirement, the more easy it is to handle those dips in the market, right? It's not always going to be easy though, guys. Sequence of returns risk can affect you at any time. Yes, in the first 5 years, it is the worst. Farther you get away from your retirement date, it doesn't affect your numbers as much, let's say. Why? Because it's like you have less years to fund from your retirement. Okay, when you first start, you got 30 years. Let's say it hits 8 years down the road, you only got 22 years. Okay, so it makes it easier. I worry about that sometimes, as I'm sure a lot of you do. Will that affect me mentally? We've had a couple dips, a couple pretty big dips since 2022. I've been pretty good with it. But what happens if we have a really down market? I worry about that. Yeah. And number 10, I have always had, not always, let's say since my early to mid 40s, I have always had issues with sleep. Okay. With the addition of my issues with my legs, restless leg syndrome, cramping, falling asleep on me, it's hard to go to sleep sometimes. Occasionally, I need help with that. I need to take a pill in order to fall asleep sometimes. I, and for any of you who have dealt with insomnia before, that's the biggest fear of all. It's the fear of not being able to sleep, right? I know it sounds crazy for those of you that don't have issues with sleep. I worry about that sometimes when my head just hits the pillow. Will I be able to fall asleep tonight? Because I'm telling you, the last 5 years that I was working, man, it was hell. That was the worst time for me. I was taking pills more often than not at night for that because of the stress from work. Thankfully, less stress in retirement. It's been a lot better. But I worry about that because those days were not good, guys. I mean, try going, 24, 36 hours without sleep at a time. It was hell, especially when you're still working. So yeah, I still worry about that sometimes when my head first hits the pillow. So there you go, guys. There are 10 things that keep me up at night in retirement. Let us know. What are yours? I'm sure you run the gamut. They're all over the place, but let us know. As I've said before on this channel, your guys' comments are the lifeblood of this channel. I really appreciate it. You give me a lot of great info. You help me in a lot of cases too. So please keep it coming, guys. And as always, from the lovely high desert, we're actually today, December, what is this, 5th, about 4 o'clock. It's about 70 degrees. Can't complain. We got this.